Hi, so today I am going to tap my left hand rocker cover for a new barbed fitting for the oil catch can. Obviously this is the original fitting as went into the throttle body, which obviously we don't want to go into the throttle body now, because obviously once the turbo comes on boost, it will pressurize all the crankcase. So as I've just shown you there, this fitting on there is only pushed in anyway. So if you wanted to do this quickly, all you'd have to do is disconnect it from the throttle body, which is, where is it, that one there. And that originally went on like that on the car. Sorry, I'm trying to do this one-handed, so it's a bit awkward. So what I need to do is I need to also turn this one around. I might just need loosening up, because I'm actually going to use this for the idle air control valve point, which I'll show in another video. But to make your life easier, if you, this is, where's my calipers? This is actually yeah, 18mm, give or take. So if you just wanted to tap straight off of their 18mm hose into your oil catch can, that's probably the easiest thing to do. Just turn it 90 degrees from there to there, and or well, you can't go all the way around, but like that, and pick up to your oil catch can. But as I'm using 14mm hose, I need to drill it, tap it out. That's a 1/2 inch BSP tapered thread. So I'm going to drill this one out, drill that out, and then tap. I've got the correct tap here somewhere. There we are. Tap that out, ready for it to receive that fitting. So obviously the underside, it's under the splash tray. So ideally, unless you want to start drilling all them like rivets out, you don't want to get too many filings in that hole. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to stick my drill end in some grease to try and catch it, and actually drill from the underside, so upside down, so I'll have it on the edge of the thing, and drill upwards to stop any shavings getting in there. Then wash it out of a lot of brake cleaner just to make sure. Right, so as you can see, as I start to drill it, the grease on the end of the drill actually helps catch any of the filings, so it doesn't actually accidentally get flung inside the cam cover. So just one little tip. And again, same for the tap, just make sure it's nice and clean, which it is, I think, yeah. And then just dunk that in a bit of grease just to help coat that up, ready to catch any more filings when you tap it. Right, as you can see, it's all drilled out, ready to be tapped. And there we go. That is why we put grease on the drill and on the tap, to catch all them little horrible nasties. But obviously just don't rely on that to get them all out. There will all be the odd few that have probably escaped inside, so you will have to flush that through. But the good thing with a 1/2 inch BSP is at least you can get your finger in there to see if you can actually feel any bits and pieces and whatnot in there. And it's nice because once you've initially forked out for the 1/2 inch BS3 tap, which, to be honest, that wasn't expensive. That was, I think it was about £6 off a good old eBay. And then a 18.5mm tapered shank drill bit. You could do any sort of oil fitting, catch can, whatever fitting that you need to do on your engine, so it's always handy. Right, I'll get that. Where's my fitting gone? Oh, bollocks. That's not a fucking good start. I'll be back. So, some of you may have screamed at me saying it's right in front of you. Well, there it is. It was right in front of me. Right, let's try this. Right, as long as I can get it so far hand tight, and then hopefully the rest of the way will tighten up pretty much down. So yeah, with a bit of thread seal on that, and that tightened right in, that should be job done. Right, time to get it washed up. Okay, so I've got my cam cover all cleaned up and prepped and sprayed. I decided against making a video about that because there are plenty of videos on YouTube, information on the old interweb for knowing how to do that. So if you don't know, look it up, and if you do know, then I've saved a bit of time. But one thing I will say is, of all the cast aluminium cam covers that I've done in my time, I do recommend a couple of coats of etch primer. One mist coat and one full coat, as they say. Reason for it being is I find it just helps seal up the porousness of the aluminium, and the coat stays perfect afterwards. You don't get any oxidation in the aluminium coming through the paintwork. No peeling, no chipping, nothing like that. So yeah, that is what I recommend. As for the fitting, wherever it has gone, oh there it is, that fits in there really nice. And as you can see, with a tapered thread, as you start screwing it in, it's loose, and the more you screw it in, the tighter it gets, which is lovely. So what I do recommend with that also is, as you're tapping whatever material, say in this instance your cam cover, on your tap is also actually tapered. It's quite hard to see on the video, but what you need to do is you need to go in so far, no, with your tap, test your fitting, see how far it goes in. If it starts getting, if it's tight, as soon as you start putting, you need to tap it through a bit more until you find that nice sort of balance between the fitting nice and tight, but also leaving just enough room there so you can just nip it up with spanner, wrench, socket, and whatever you decide to put it on with. So yeah, and although the more tooling you have, the more things you can do, what I have found is, what has done me through my projects that I've done in the past, is if you was to get yourself your basic sort of tap set. So for example, this is a metric tap set, obviously metric taps, metric dies, and they are all the common metric thread sizes and pitches. So, which is always handy, not just for obviously nuts and bolts, but also for your plumbing fittings, being either oil lines, drain lines, water lines, feed lines, whatever the case may be. So of these metric fittings, you can get all the different AN adapters to whatever thread pitch you want from this kit. So for example, your oil feed lines, you know, water feed lines for your turbocharger, etc. But for the drain, I do recommend one tap, one size fits all, as they say. So I don't think you can go wrong, in my opinion, by getting yourself a 1/2 inch tapered BSP tap, and with that you can get all your fittings that you need with that thread pitch, with whatever fitting you want it in, being it again a barbed fitting or an AN fitting. Give you a typical example, my drain for my whole set HX40, they specify, you know, something like a 16 to 19 mil drain, depending on the pitch and the fall of the drain. No, with a 1/2 inch BSP fitting tap and fitting, you can get an overall 20 mil size drain. I have actually got one, I'll show it in another video, but the internal diameter of that fitting is 17 mil, so it's within specs for the whole set. But yeah, it's not just that, like you could, like what we've done here, tap this, and if you wanted to go fancy with AN fittings, you can get a 1/2 inch BSP AN fitting, say an AN 8, AN 10 AN fitting, and connect them up that way. But I found that and that has done all the tapping jobs and dyeing jobs that I require for projects. So yeah, there we go. So anyway, cam cover's prepped. I'm going to leave that for 24 hours to cure, give it a rub down, wet and dry, so 1000, 1200 grit paper. It's pretty much ready just to spray straight on top, but you know, I prefer to rub down everything anyway. And I think I'll just go back with the red how it was originally. You know, stick with what you know. So yes, I hope this video's been entertaining somewhat, and hopefully more than anything useful to some people. And I look forward to putting the next one out to you. Thanks for watching.